الخلق therefore هو هيئة للنفس. Look at this definition, subhanAllah, by early أئمة رحمهم الله. الخلق therefore becomes هيئة للنفس راسخة. هيئة number one. للنفس راسخة. Consequently, تصدر عنها الأفعال بيسر وسهولة. تصدر عنها الأفعال بيسر وسهولة من غير حاجة إلى فكر وروية. فإذا كان الفعل حسنا سمي الخلق حسنا، وإذا كان الفعل قبيحا سمي الخلق قبيحا. What is it? هيئة, a state of the nafs. الخلق, this word akhlaq that we hear a lot about and we translate by conduct, by morality, by all of those words, what do they mean? It's a state of the nafs, a hay'a of the nafs, not of the physical person, but of the inner persona. A hay'a of the nafs, a state of the nafs. Rasikha. Rasikha. In other words, rooted. That state is, if you will, in a stable balance. It's a stable state, unperturbed. It is not in a transitory state anymore. It is rasikh now. Are you following me? Is this simple enough? It's a state of your inner self that has become stable. That's what you became. It is not in a transient state or in a restless state or an ambiguous state or in a pseudo or meta state, but it is in a final, stable, deeply rooted state. And then تصدر عنها الأفعال. Actions are engendered by that state. The external action are engendered by that state with ease and facility, effortlessly. Whatever that action is, ugly or beautiful, it becomes easy. It comes with ease and with facility. Then a person who expresses anger easily when under pressure, then that's because his or her nafs, when it comes to the concept and to the meaning of anger, is in an angry state. And therefore anger comes uncontrollably. And that's a very natural response of a person whose khuluq is al-ghadab. A person whose khuluq is miserliness, is al-bukhl. His or her immediate response to please help me is no, I don't have. And then maybe he thinks or she thinks that, okay, I have something. That's a transitory state. That's a transient state. A person may be, inshallah, in a state of trying to remedy and rectify that state of bukhl and miserliness, so he responds later. Or she responds later. But a person whose khuluq is bukhl, the response is immediate. No, I don't have any. A person whose khuluq is kibr, for example, arrogance, to belittle others and to exalt self, then responds to situations with kibr naturally and effortlessly until you can see that reverberating with kibr waves on his face. You see that, subhanAllah, sometimes the face expresses kibr. You can see, some people can see by what Allah Azza wa Jalla imbued them with, kibr in the face of a person.
What is kibr again?
Arrogance, a word which means belittling the others, demeaning the rights of others and exalting self above others. of kibriya, نعم. And so on. A person whose khuluq is, for example, haya, that golden characteristic of Islam, the defining khuluq of Islam, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam called it, إن لكل دين خلقا وإن خلق الإسلام الحياء. Says Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, every deen has a khuluq. Now you know the word khuluq. And here I'd like to translate it as the defining characteristic. Every deen has a defining characteristic. And the defining characteristic of Islam is al-haya. So you see a person who exhibits haya very naturally, subhanAllah, to situations. His or her life is filled with haya. Haya translated sometimes as modesty, humility, humbleness. All of those are not equal to haya. They are elements of haya, but they do not define the word haya. No way. So you find the person, subhanAllah, who exhibits haya very naturally, a gift from Allah Azza wa Jal. Or perhaps through very serious and long-standing personal struggle with focus, finally attains the state of the khuluq of haya. And then it becomes an effortless state of the self. And you find the person's khuluq as being kareem. We say, this person is kareem, translated as generous or magnanimous. A person is kareem when al-karam, when generosity becomes a constant habit. Remember, a state of the nafs inside that shows itself outside. A person who is generous once or twice is not called kareem, بصيغة فعيل. We say that's an act of generosity. And if we say kareem, we say it only majazan. In other words, simply as not in abstract, if you will, of the term kareem. We say for a person who has been once or twice kareem, simply as a majaz, as an extension of the word to a special circumstance. But that person is not kareem if one is occasionally generous. A person whose khuluq is al-karam is a person who is always kareem. And so on. So that is khuluq. And if the action that comes as a consequence of that state, again, my brothers and sisters, is an action that is deemed in the shara beautiful, then we say the khuluq is hasan. Hasan means beautiful. And then if the action that stems from that state of the nafs is ugly, we say the khuluq is ugly. It is time. And I have to stop. And inshallah, in this other day that we have together, we can go on and continue on part 2 and 3, if you will, inshallah ta'ala. And if you wanted, in the next day we have together, بإذن الله تعالى. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم. فإن أصبت فمن الله وحده وإن أخطأت فمن نفسي ومن جهلي ومن الشيطان. أعوذ بالله أن أذكر به وأنساه. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.